Blessings, people of the light. Today we are talking about the mysteries of the body in relation to the nose and in relation to the ankh. The body is a mystery on its own, and we are closing ourselves off from learning more about its mysteries the minute we assume that we know everything that there is to know about the body. As an initiate, you must study the human body so that you uncover its fullest potential, and the goal of the initiate is to align the body with the spirit. We are taught by Bab Credo Mutwa that the equivalent of the word ankh is nkha, which is a Sotho term for smelling. It means to smell. The Zulu term would be ukunuka. Nuga, nkha, and ankh are the same words, and the nkh in ankh is guttural, like nkha. So we can replace the NKH with the NGK and write ankh like this, ANGK. This wouldn't be wrong, and it wouldn't be far off from the original word and the original pronunciation of the word ankh or ankh. The word ankh is associated with the word nkha and nuga, which is to smell, and obviously we smell with our noses, which is ikhala in Zulu and nko in Sesotho. I also love the Xhosa term for nose, which is impumlo, a word that also seems to be describing a place of rest. In the ancestral tradition, eDlozini, we have a gift called ukufemba, which has to do with empath, healing, divination, exorcism, mediumship, and channeling. But in this case, I want us to only focus on the healing, divination, and exorcism part of ukufemba, without the use of spirits. The body is the most crucial part of ukufemba, because it can be used as an ankh. And when you femba, even when you use spirits, you are actually using your body as an ankh. The nose, ikhala, can be used as an instrument of divination. It can be used to smell energy. Just like how you can use your two eyes to see energy, you can also use your nose to smell things out, to smell energy. Animals, especially mammals, do this all the time. You can smell the truth, you can smell a lie, you can smell a disease, you can smell a person who's about to die. You can smell people out, you can smell out hidden objects, etc. The English term nose is quite interesting because it sounds like the term knows, as in I know or she knows, because indeed the nose knows. People say, oh, she's nosy, to describe a person who's always sticking their noses into other people's business. Right? It's as if they know that one can actually smell out another person's business with their nose and learn their secrets, learn their didaba. You can listen with your nose. You can gain knowledge, insights, revelations, truths about anything you can get your nose on. In fact, the nose gives out some of the most accurate divinations. In Zulu, we call this type of divination ukunuka or ukudonsa ngamakhala, one of the many aspects of ukufemba. Sometimes the term ukunuka is used to refer to a revelation or something hidden that has just been revealed. In the ancestral tradition eDlozini, they say uhamba nabogogo abadonsa ngamakhala or ukha indaba ngamakhala, to refer to a person who's able to divine using the spirit without using any tools such as bones, stones, divination cards, etc. In some cases, you'd find that Isanusi is the one who's associated with the gift of ukunuka, ukudonsa ngamakhala, kudonsa indaba ngamakhala. This type of divination is still practiced among our current traditional healers when they perform a type of ritual of ukufemba. Ukunuka is a very ancient form of divination, and we can say that it predates all forms of divination, or rather, it's one of the earliest forms of divination. The Khoisans are the masters of this form of divination, and it can smell just about anything out. There are Khoisans who do not use bones for divinations, right? They do not use herbs for healing, but they simply use their noses to divine and to heal. Others divine with their nose, and then they suck out the disease from the body of a sick person with their mouth, and then they simply spit it out. If a person is sick and they cannot smell anything from that person, they know that this person is definitely going to die. It is also a common gift amongst rainmakers to be able to smell out the rain and even smell out the type of rain that is coming hours, days, or even weeks before it rains. So they divine the rain using the nose. When you use your nose to smell things out, your body basically receives the scent through your nose, and then your body turns this scent into energy. Right, this energy may be translated still by your body into a slight bodily tremble, a burp. You may even sneeze or feel your hair standing up. Then these body messages are then turned into knowledge, revelations, insights, or simply knowing. In this case, the body has anchored the energy and turned it into knowledge. To ank is to anchor, to nuga, right? Uh, to ank is to anchor, to nuga or to ngha is to anchor energy. Just like how when you want to smell something, you will simply breathe in deeper with your nose. And when you do this, you are anking. Wangha, uyanuga. Ukunuga, ukunyuga. Just as isanusi, isanyusi. And one cannot nuga without ukunyuga. In other words, when you smell, you are breathing in, and thus you are being lifted up. You ascend. When you breathe out, you descend. The body even bends a bit. When you breathe in, the body expands, and when you breathe out, the body shrinks. Expansion is ascension and contraction is descension. So the words nuga and nyuga are quite related. The word ank is associated with breathing. It is a breathing technique, as it was created from observing the natural sound of human breath. When we breathe, we emit a sound, and this sound is much audible in people who snore when they sleep. When people snore, they go something like ank. Sorry, ank. When people snore, they literally utter the word ank, right? Another word that people make when they snore is as if you know. So these sounds, or rather, these two words, ank and ngha, were actually taken from the sound that people make when they snore. It is the same with the Zulu word khona. Right, it is derived from the sound that people make when they snore. Hence, khona. There's that khona. It is that sound. Hence with the ankh, it is the same with the Zulu word. So when we are asleep, we are rhythmically saying the word ankh. Some say it so low you can barely hear them. Some say it so loud you can barely sleep next to them. The word ankh is the language of Itong, the language of Dreamtime, the language of Zeptepi, Tsao.